Traces of Mr. Master's chocolate were also found in this very fountain. In other words, the blood was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain. All of this points to only one possibility. After the body was removed, someone erased the bloodstains. Von Karma, where was the body really found? It was found either in this pond, fountain, or found in the river thing. If you really found the body, you should be able to answer. You. How dare you know this? How do you know this information? How do you know the result of the water composition test of the fountain? Because I allowed them to investigate. Bad! Always a thorn in my side. From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further with this case. It's not like you were letting me do much anyway. On Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or are you admitting to the fact that you didn't find the body after all? Tisk, tisk. You say I never found the body? Where's your evidence? He's never going to confess. What? My evidence that you didn't find the body is you're not telling me. What the fuck? You can't disprove a negative. I have nothing further to say to you. Gregory Edgeworth, this matter will be decided in court. I mean, that's just like the whole fucking devil's proof shit. Oh, prove to me this thing doesn't happen. I can't prove a negative. It's impossible. We'll see how well your logic holds up there. Von Karma. I know your methods are wrong. I promise without fail, I will expose the truth you've hidden. Goodbye. Detective Bat, I'm sorry. It's because you let me investigate that. No. This was bound to happen sooner or later. This is also the first time I've been restricted in my investigation. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark. That I will make clear in court. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Even though I'm no longer in charge of this case. Didn't know I'm very sorry about this. I have one more favor to ask you. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? I want to know too. This will be my trump card in court. The information I've gathered up until now should be enough to prove Mr. Master's innocence. But if all else fails, I'll have this ready. Trump card? You'll see at the trial. Wow, I get to be at the trial too? Of course. You are my assistant after all. I'll be an ace attorney too next year. Von Karma will never beat the two of us. Right. Although I hope to clear Mr. Master's name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, he'll want the trial to end in a day. That's right, we have to save Master Jeff as fast as we can. After all, this is you we're talking about. I'm sure you'll beat Von Karma. Spoiler alert, he never did. But you know what, that's awkward. Jeff Master alone in a dark cell, arrested on false charges. I must expose Von Karma's lies if I am to save him. To be continued. Give me a save. Two 10 p.m. Zodiac Art Gallery Fountain. And that's all Uncle Ray knows about the IS-7. So that's what happened to my father's last case. The truth of the IS-7. What happened at the trial? In the end, Von Karma defeated us. Uh-huh. So you couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence? We had gathered plenty of evidence to prove it. But Von Karma was even more despicable than we thought. He was a prosecutor who would do anything for his guilty verdict. That's right. And he really did use any means necessary. Because of this, the trial dragged on for about a year until it finally reached a conclusion. I'll never forget that fateful day, when that judgment was passed down, the 28th of December. It's April now, so it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies. The 28th of December, 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day. Before the trial, your old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty. No, Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he? Yeah, that was what Von Karma was aiming for from the start. Yeah, just break him down, confess, and then it's over. When your old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found, Von Karma used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report. Then they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But your old man had a trump card up his sleeve. Was that trump card he was talking to Detective Bad about? Yeah. That trump card was to be our insurance in case Mr. Master confessed. He had asked Detective Bad to have Mr. Master's interrogation recorded. Detective Bad wanted to know the truth too, huh? After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved with the other large cases, he really was the definition of a true detective. The defense presented the recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seems the detective in charge of the initial investigation and interrogation, our Rip Lacer, took all the blame and was charged and dismissed. Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption, and Von Karma received his first penalty from then chief prosecutor. The only penalty in his 40 years of prosecution. He got tilted as fuck. However, Mr. Master didn't want the trial to continue any longer, and the curtains closed on the trial that day with the verdict of guilty. My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there watching my father's final trial, and I think his final regret became my own. Your old man wanted a retrial to prove Master's innocence, but he passed on before he could fulfill his wish. Murdered. After getting entangled with another case. Breaks my heart even now that I didn't return home with him that day. And what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness. Uncle Ray put all of his hatred on you as a traitor for being Von Karma's pupil. I'm sorry. Don't be. It's natural you would hate me. After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty for the murder of Isaac Dover. That's not right. Wasn't Mr. Master found guilty of being an accomplice? But this case file says guilty of murder. There shouldn't be anything unresolved in the case is handled by Manfred Von Karma. Wait, can I take a look at that file? Looks like the charges have been rewritten. What? Look at this. Looking. Victim's body was found inside a dessert made by the suspect. Created an accomplice to murder. This led to his arrest in jail. He was diagnosed with hypogeusia. He was treated by medication. After his own confession, he was convicted as an accomplice to the murder. This copy of the original case file received from the courts. Yo, what? Why would the charge be altered? This file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth, since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out, after all. So what I had come to believe back then had all been a lie. If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know it from now on. The statute of limitations as long as it expired, but the truth still sleeps right here. They have statutes of limitation on fucking murder here? Why? at least in the fucking based land, America, there is no fucking statute of limitations on murder. After your old man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master's defense attorney. Although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found, and Mr. Master was found guilty. No. Is there nothing we can do even now? Since the killer was never found, he can't withdraw his confession. I found out after the trial that Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma had threatened him. If you don't confess, Catherine will be held under the same charges. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, she's kind of sus, but I know she's not. She didn't do anything. That's terrible! I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but he's being hosed like this, so like why can't she be hosed the exact same way? To protect her, he faked a confession. Miles? On that day, that Knightley boy was killed. Why do you think Uncle Ray was at that prison? Ah, I see. You went to see Mr. Master, didn't you? I said I'd visit him every day. I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie to look in on him for me when I couldn't. Through rain or snow, she went every single day without fail. But nothing has changed. Mr. Master still serves as punishment. That's so sad. Isn't there anything we can do? That's why I came here. Because I knew those ice sculptures would be on display here today. So, what are you gonna do, Miles? I am a prosecutor. My position is different from you and my father, Miles. But moving past my position, what I want as Miles Edgeworth is to know the truth of these two cases. It is for that reason that I am here. You really are your father's son. Well then, if that's what you've decided, I'll support you all the way. I'd better leave the IS-7 documents and evidence with you then. Right, here are the documents. By the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes. Thank you. And now here's IS-7 evidence. There's a lot, so make sure to look it over while you investigate. Received a lot of IS-7 evidence from Shields. Right. I'll check through it later. Anyway, there's so many strange things about this case. Indeed. Those involved in the case 18 years ago have reunited, and another incident occurs. Replicas of the statue from 18 years ago were displayed in the Winter Palace, and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. The two chemicals in the Pisces case, normalium and fatalium, were mixed, causing an outbreak of gas. The victim of the poison gas was Dane Gustavio, a person involved in the IS-7. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment in the Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. Finally, the dead body found floating in the fountain. And once again, the ice sculptures have melted. The body floating in the fountain, there's no way that's like still like the same body. That'd be fucked. There are deep connections between the two cases. It's possible there are still some clues left from 18 years ago. Right, let's get started. Just 1 second. Don't tell me you've forgotten about me. Didn't I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case? Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation, the word guilty will be added to your PIC report. What does she mean, guilty? Please allow me to assist in your investigation as before. I appreciate your proposal, but I am afraid I must overrule it. That was fast. Even though we're short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out. In that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of the unidentified body, one person comes to mind. Really? Didn't tell us. Very well. It's not just the sculptures that have made a comeback from the incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is Dover's. It's likely the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred 18 years ago. Isaac Dover. Ah, it's Icy's body. Hey, who's that? I've never heard of him. Mr. Isaac Dover, a truly great sculptor. But he was better known as Pierre. The sculptures on display here in the museum are all his creations. Ah, so in other words, that sculptor was the best. Somehow, I feel a strong kinship to him. And he was the victim of the IS-7. She knew about the IS-7. Prosecutor Edgeworth. The IS-7 occurred 18 years ago. And what's more, the police reported the removal of the body. That's what's on the record, but I wonder if that really is the truth. What are you saying? The defense attorney in the IS-7 claimed that the body was never found. Not that the prosecution would ever admit such a thing. Huh. Shut up. Hello? Really? Is something wrong, Sebastian? No, it's just they said that they know who the victim is. Isaac Dover. It's just as that prosecutor says, it's Dover. No, it can't be. Huh. It would seem my father's suspicions were correct. Oh, did they just keep the fucking body on ice? Oh my god. Okay, now I need to know what the info. Is it just like everything? Oh. Holy shit. Let me check. The statute of limitations ran out on December 24th, 3 years ago. Oh shit, 3 years ago. Victim's body was found inside after his own confession. He was convicted as an accomplice to murder. Because the victim's body vanished, there appears to be no autopsy report. Is that the true reason? Huh. Okay. This is still fucking freaky, okay? What is it, Judge Courtney? Have you finally realized that I'm much more helpful than Mr. DeBest? Hey, are you trying to steal DeBest's position for yourself? I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate, no? The truth is none of your concern. I don't think that's true, Courtney Pie. You again. Uncle Ray assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7. The one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 was unjust. And isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate the corrupt prosecutors? Yeah, but he's dead. Then wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7, so it would seem she really is here because of the PIC. Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is. It's his kid. He's the son of the attorney in that case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at this IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points he can enlighten us on. Very well. I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the fountain patio is open to you. Oh my god, not again. That's my Courtney Pie. Now we're talking. And thanks, I will allow you to have a hug with Ray. Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. Isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating. You really are helpful to us. Uncle Ray did it all for himself. Huh. Alright, Uncle Ray's gonna investigate too, so let me know if you figure something out. Got it. Right then. Hey, Kay, you want to go into the elevator? Let's begin investigating. Let's do it. We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden. We don't have enough information to go on. You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium. Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints, and the like. If I recall, isn't a red liquid with a minty aroma? Did I? Well then, let's get looking for Normalium. Minty aroma. Minty aroma. Is that the only thing I have? Okay. I had to find something that smells like mint. Does it smell like mint? That thing that's red, it has to be. On the server card, Miss Hall has prepared her tea set. According to the pamphlet, the museum is also famous for its tea. Yes, it certainly had a flavorful, rich taste. Seems this tea set was made up by Mr. Dover. Oh, so this tea set was made by the victim. Let's take a closer look. There's not a single stain on this pure white tablecloth. Take hold of the edge and focus your mind. Then in one go, pull! Okay, I hope you're not planning to do anything bad. No, don't worry about it. Even if I fail, the tablecloth would be dyed a nice black a la tea. The tablecloth looks better white. Please refrain from changing it. I wonder about that. It might look better in another color. Like pink or blue. Or tea. Take me, Kay. There's a container with Ceylon tea leaves in it. To prevent exposure to sunlight and moisture, the container is airtight and made of tin. This should help preserve the quality of the tea leaves. So this tea set was made by Isaac Dover. Fancy stuff, huh? Okay, I'd say this tea set is worth thousands of dollars. Please be careful with it. Huh? This tea set is such a treasure? Please don't look so excited. If I recall correctly, Miss Hall was a huge fan of Mr. Dover. Thank you. Hey, Edgy! What is it? Be careful with that teapot! Why must I be warned by him of all people? Madame and Monsignors? Would you care for some tea? Miss Hall. Katie. No, I'm fine, thanks, Kay and Edgy. You guys can have some. Well, since you asked, we might as well take a short break. Certainly. Pour me up, sweetie. Thanks for the tea. Wow, it's so tasty. What kind of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Ceylon tea, known for its citrus aroma. However, Miss Hall, is this the same tea you served us this morning? Yes, that's right. Was it not to your liking? No, it's not that. The tea we had this morning had a slightly different aroma. Oh, god damn it. Stop it! How strange. It is the same tea I served this morning. There shouldn't be anything different about it. What's wrong with you, Edgy? Quit nitpicking about the tea Katie so kindly prepared for you. Larry, what are you getting so upset about? I'm not upset, you're just being a rude jerk. And I told you to call me Lil Reese. Jeez, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. It's like arguing with a child. Ew, what's that shit stain over there? Larice, I wonder what's wrong. I'd like to ask him that later myself. And I also need to speak with Miss Hall. I don't have any evidence that shows she is the culprit, but I dare say she is the one who set the poison gas trap. Anything under here? There's not a single stain. Okay. Just checking. Teapot is shaped like the moon, while the teacups are shaped like stars. We had Ceylon tea with this tea set just now, but for some reason I thought it smelled different from the one we had this morning. There must be some reason behind this strange feeling. I don't suppose I can, like, mix these two things. Oh, thank God. The pieces don't fit together quite right. Thank God. I need to reconsider the information. No, that's fine. Alright, good. Good. As long as they don't match, I'm happy. What's this shit stain? Oh. Fuck. Okay. Salmon. The smell and color. Don't tell me this is a puddle of tea. Huh? There's a piece of pottery in the middle of the puddle. Oh my God, Larry dropped a cup. Pottery shard. I wonder what broke. I think I recognize the design. I should probably show this to that man and see what he has to say. Fucking worries. Where is he? Oh, over there. Okay, good. But I'm talking to Kate first. Hey, Katie. Miss Hall, where have you been until now? I was showing the remaining guests out and handing out complimentary gifts as an apology. Did you require my services? Yes. There are a few things I want to ask you about. My suspicions are correct. She's the one who set up the poison gas trap. Want to tell me about it? How exactly did you prepare the melted sculptures from 18 years ago? I thought he was about to say, how did you set up this poison gas trap? That would have been insane. My, so you know about what happened 18 years ago? It's because 18 years ago, I photographed Monsignor Dover's sculptures. Using the photos as a base, I managed to create replicas. The Zodiac sculptures had been unfinished work, so I wanted to complete it somehow. Because I am the one who accidentally melted Monsignor Dover's sculptures. And could you tell me why the Autumn Palace resembles the Winter Palace so much? Well, my apologies, did they really look so alike? I think I may have gotten some of the decorations mixed up. She's so obviously lying, but I haven't gathered any evidence to prove that yet. She can lie to me, it's fine. It's okay. You're cute. Larry, I want to throw you out of a fucking office building.